Hello everyone. So I've decided to extend my Final Impression series to some somewhat older games. Past couple of years that they've been released. Nothing too old. We're going to save those for, buried gems and retrospectives. But anyway, I wanted to tell you guys about Skulls of the Shogun, developed by 17-Bit Games. It's a turn-based strategy game. Bonafide Edition was released in 2013, I believe, on Steam. It originally was a Windows 8.1, or Windows 8, I should say, Windows 8 launch title. Exclusive, too, and that was a pretty big mistake, because, I guess they realized this, too. Because not a lot of people game on Windows 8. It's really unfortunate, because this is actually a really good game, and we're going to be explaining why. So, first off, you have a bunch of control options. Well, for keyboard and mouse. I'm using controller because it's a little bit better. Keyboard and mouse is not bad, but it's not very good either. And unfortunately, you don't have any rewindable keys, or buttons, which is annoying. Settings, this game has quite a bit, so you have two difficulty settings. Normal actually gives a really good challenge. Unfortunately, the game suffers from it's like, the enemies are always in a better position than you are. It's never like, one-on-one, equal amounts, equal opportunities. Like, the enemy's always going to have an advantage, so it can be very frustrating sometimes. But the level design is pretty good, so you're not going to be too mad about that, and you can save and all kinds of stuff. So, text speed, it's fast, maybe, so it's nice to have that enemy speed. So this is how they take their turns. I put this on fast because it just, I can get through the game faster. Controller vibration, don't need to explain that. Resolution options, plenty of resolution options, which is nice. Display, full screen. You can also have this in windowed. Graphics quality, these really don't matter. I had these on two skulls because I was recording on my last computer, and there's a reason why you didn't see that video, because, long story short, that last computer tried to do video, it just doesn't work. Trying to render, it doesn't work. Music and sound effects volume separate, awesome. Language, English, and a bunch of other options. Japanese especially. Skulls Anywhere email notifications. This is cool. So you can play this game locally, multiplayer, or you can play it online or by mail, which is kind of cool. This is what that's for. Show timer, developer commentary. This game has, controller support, as I mentioned, Steam Cloud, Steam Achievements, Steam Trading Cards, local co-op, online multiplayer. It's feature loaded, and you're getting a really great value for 15 bucks, and you get it even cheaper now on a sale. So you also have profile. I believe leaderboards are Steam integrated, I want to say. Yeah, and let's actually not show too much here. Well, that's for achievements at least. If I can, I don't know if leaderboards are integrated into Steam. They might be. Looks like they are. God, you are not even playing this game at all. What are you doing? This game is amazing. Look at how much time I have. Well, it's 4 hours. It says 4 hours, but I mean, it doesn't count the deaths, which is gonna happen a lot. So there's a bunch of emblems you can get. There's multiplayer settings. There's all kinds of stuff. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff to do after you beat the game. If you want to be a completionist. Multiplayer, yeah, Skulls Anywhere, Skulls on the Couch, Skulls Online. It's like playing by email included in there. So let's go with the campaign. So I've pretty much beaten it. Try not to spoil anything. Now the story is it's all right. It's basically you play as this dude who should be Shogun believe that they are get this higher place in the afternight. Unfortunately, he was killed by. I'll say it right now. It's not too much of a spoiler because you discover this early, but. You get to portray by one of your own friends, and he goes around acting like you, and yeah, so you have to beat him, and it's the dialogue in this game is actually really well written. I will give it that. It is quite good. So let's actually try to find. So actually, I should mention over there of that mountain over there. That's the only one I haven't beaten. That's from the Bonafide Edition, I believe. Basically, you get this progressing system where you carry over all your stats and your troops and everything, and all your rice. As you go, so it's nice little. It's really nice how they do that. Most RTS turn-based games, it's generally strategy. You don't carry over anything. It's just linear mission sets. So let's start this one. Okay, so this guy's shtick is basically he cannot swear. So You crock stuffer, see, you get the the dialogue's quite good. You slugging the dishes. Time to funk them up. So, the dialogue was actually progressing. I don't know what the deal with that was. I think the text speed was actually supposed to be fast. Anyway, so I think I had the option wrong. But anyway, so welcome to Skulls of the Shogun. It is pretty good. And you're going to be hearing that a lot. It's really well polished. So I'm going to really quickly blitz through all the mechanics. So you have different types of infantry. And you also have these monks, which that guy summoned. So that's the Salamandra monk right there. So they can cast spells, and they're attached to these shrines. So if the enemy conquers the shrine, your guy dies, and they get a new one. So they don't convert your own guy. That would be a little overpowered when we get into... Actually, I'll explain that right now. So when you kill an enemy in this game, there's skull drops like that, and the enemy can get it. So I can't get that, but the enemy can. They restore health, and if you get 3 of these things, you turn into a demon version of whatever infantry or caster you have, and you can do you can attack twice in 1 turn. It's turn-based, of course. So you get 2 attacks in 1 turn with that. If you play as if you absorb a skull using the monks, you can get more abilities. So what I'm doing right now is I'm haunting rice paddies, which allow me to gain the currency in the game. You also have a certain amount of orders, which is why I had to end my turn there. Those are your movement. The circles determine like what you can do. So like that's the movement. There's like knockback, which is and counter range, which plays a key role. There's a lot of mechanics in this game. Let's see if I can. So these guys are heavier. These guys are the archers, and the cavalry. They can move more distances. So we can actually conquer as much here. I might lose because you do need to, like, think a lot when playing this game. Now, if you lose your Shogun, which you can see in the opposite sides there, they gain health every turn to a maximum of 2 bars, maybe? It might be 3. I can't remember. 3, if I know it's... You can definitely get up to 3 with the skulls, but I don't know if you can recover that much with just sleeping. Anyway, the maximum is 3 of these flags of health. So... If you lose your general, it's all over. And your general can get knocked back into a pit. See these water little things? So yeah, unlock special spells like I was saying. So like, see these water areas right here? I can like knock people into those waters and they die, which is... It is the greatest feeling ever when you're playing with friends and you knock someone's general into these waters and have them lose all their troops and then have them rage quit the game. It is glorious. It's like delicious. So right now this is the counter rage right here going on. So in this red circle he can counter me because he's an archer. But I can attack this guy right here and he can't counter me because he's haunting. That percentage right there. Let's show that again. So he's in like this brush right there. He's actually out of range right now. So I have an 80% chance to hit him. Let's try that. And he couldn't counter me, so that's cool. So now I'm going to come up here and just stab him in the butt. Or in the crotch, whatever. And I can eat that skull next turn. However, and I just made this mistake. Actually, no. So you have a little bit of movement afterwards. What I was worried about was I can get hit into that lake right there and lose this troop at full health, but I won't, so that's cool. Again, you have a limited amount of orders based on the scrolls up there. There's also potions, there's different maps, there's ice, there's so much in this game that makes it just have so much depth. And I can really dig that. This game has more strategy. It comes off with more strategy than it seems, because you might think this looks like a very casual game, and to an extent it is. If you play it on casual difficulty, on normal you can get a really nice challenge out of this, and you can get a lot of hours out of this. I have like 12 hours into this game. I don't regret a single one. I can maybe show you the Salamandra monk's special ability here. Even if I was next to him, he couldn't counter me because I attacked him first. So let's absorb this, and he'll get some health back. And you unlock the Oni spell, which allows me to summon these dudes that are like these neutral. In fact, they have their own turntable. Turntable? What? He fell into the water. Nice. But they have their own like turn set. They're its own independent faction. It'll attack. They attack anyone. You can like summon these things all across the map, but they can attack you too and follow you. They can really screw you over. In fact, that's how I lost a game with friends. I was like doing so well. I'm like, I'm gonna put an Oni right here, and then it ended up screwing me, and then the guy flanked me, and I lost. It was sad. Your general can attack twice in a turn. If you get 3 skulls, you can attack 3 times. This game, and I just go on and on. The game's music is pretty good. Awaken the general. When you awaken him, he can't gain health from sleeping anymore. Meditating, as he says, but like then he goes dozing off. It's part of the dialogue in the game. It's kind of funny. Sound bites are really cool. The dialogue's great. The music's good. And the story takes an interesting turn. The level design's very varied. Very varied, what? The level design is varied, I should say. Actually, let's do that thing right now. Let's summon Oni. So you're not going to see it immediately. Those eye things are what where the Oni's going to be. Just do a little bit of damage. Yeah, this game is just so awesome. I love it so much. Like, I played this on my Surface Pro, because this will run anything. I played it on my Surface Pro in college, and I pretty much beat the game there. It's a huge, like, time killer, and it's just a lot of fun. And I break out this game almost any chance to get. There's the Oni right there attacking. It's really hard to find the faults in this game, which is why I wanted to do a final impressions on it, because this game is just so awesome. I love it so much, it deserves all the praise. I want there to be a sequel right away. Let's see. Animations are pretty good. My friend was trying to do this thing before. It was like, if you sway him in the right way, and it's like, do a little dance. It was quite amusing. It's an inside thing. Never mind. I have friends, right? You know, I do have friends. They're not imaginary at all. Oh, and I also forgot. So, this is another mechanic. Again, more mechanics. So, see this red wall kind of thing I'm forming here? So, if you try to move through here, you can't get through, because obviously there's water right here, but this forms a wall. And this is how you can block off choke points. So the only way they can get to me is through either one of these sides, and that Oni's on the other side. So you can create these interesting flanking maneuvers. And there's a lot of, and the campaign in general has a lot of cool moments that are scenario-based. You can also avoid not packing this formation, but the campaign has these cool scenario-based moments where, like, you know, it's not just like this deathmatch style of thing going on here. It's like sometimes it's escaping, trying to get to the other map while these other forces pursue you. There's so much variety in this game. There's so much strategy, so much depth. I'm gonna just repeat myself at this point, but I just wanted to tell you guys this game is incredible. And it's a shame that it really launched on Windows 8 at first, because I think it really didn't help the sales. On Steam, it got a little bit better, but in terms of, like, you know, recognition, but not nearly as much as I hoped for, because I'm like just gushing over this game. You can hear my panties just like filling with water over how I feel this game. There we go. Wish I could have showed you a demon, but I was gonna die there. And that skulls the Shogun, so you get a little bit of points after this. You might get an achievement or two. There's also optional objectives for how you play the game. They don't really explain that beforehand, which is a little annoying. There's, you know, the 2 difficulty options, of course. These badges, all that stuff. These are the other things. And there's leaderboards. Go buy this game. I'm sorry, I've explained to you all the mechanics. You need to buy this game. It is incredible. Just go out and buy it right now. I'm done with the video. You guys can go buy it now. I'll see you guys next time.